now that I've got the door off the wood stove, I'm going to show you how to clean this door the easy way. You see the newspaper stuff, you see all these different kinds of techniques, but I've got some techniques here that you might like. I use Easy Off oven cleaner, and another option you can use the Cooktop Magic also. But lately I've been doing the Easy Off, and the way that I do it is I just take it and I spray it on, and I'm just putting a good coat pretty much, you know, on everything here that's, and just the bottom is always needs more because, you know, there's just more going on with the creosote buildup. So we're just going to let that sit for a while and let it soak, and you can already see it's starting to turn brown. It's starting to eat away at the creosote. One of the things I wanted to talk about with you in preparation for the scraping of the creosote off the glass, I always use a fresh razor blade every time. And what I find is if I use a fresh razor blade, the glass doesn't get scratched because it doesn't have rough edges on it. And I went over to Home Depot and I bought one of these metal scrapers. It's got a big handle on it. But a fresh razor blade every time. I clean every Friday afternoon, and so I clean my door once a week. And just by popping it off like this and throwing it on a little table or something, you can actually clean it easily, and it works great, and you always have a nice clean stove. Okay, this has been sitting for a while, and now we're going to actually scrape it. I use the sponges, I wet a couple of sponges, and I just use the same ones every week. The creosote and all the garbage just rinses right off in the sink. And then I've got a paper towel here that will allow me to wipe the blade off. And so what I do is I usually just start up in one corner. See, in the creosote, it's just the oven cleaner works great, and it just literally scrapes right off. And with that fresh blade on this super hot Pyrex kind of glass, that creosote just comes right off. You can just see it's coming off in big wafers. Look at that, isn't that great? And it's like no work. No work at all. It just comes right off like that. It's just great. It's the only way to do it. In fact, on the thinner stuff, it's like it's totally dissolved it. Look at that. It just literally floats right off. You know, and if you're, you know, you like to keep your glass clean, and you want it to look nice, and you like hanging out in front of the wood stove. I like to read in the mornings sometimes. Down in front of the fire once I get it going. I like my glass clean. I like to be able to see my fire. And look at that. It just literally, all that creosote just floats right off. Got my secondary sponge just to wipe that. It just comes off in big pieces. It's great stuff. And then I usually go through and I just, see in that fresh blade, just work that creosote, and it just scrapes right off. A little bit of pressure, doesn't take much. Some areas like that obviously got cooked on a little more. I think I had a log this time that actually got up against the glass and really baked it on there, but you know, it comes right off. Go along the edges. I like to just get it perfectly clean every time. So I just take a little extra time and go around the edges, making sure that everything is nice and clean. You can see that that oven cleaner just does a wonderful job, you know, and it's not a lot of work. Now what I do sometimes is I'll take the Cooktop Magic and I'll just do a little bit of that on it, and that helps clean up some of the little tiny pieces that are on there. And I just go through and just hit all those little spots. And the Top Magic stuff, it just kind of polishes the glass. You think, well, it's a lot of work to clean your door, but you know, you do the newspaper thing, it never really gets it clean. Not like this. And this just does a great job. Back again, I've got some, see those sponges? They just rinse right off. That the creosote actually doesn't make it as worse as, you know, one might think. And so this does a pretty good job. I've polished the glass up. Everything's looking real nice. I just take a paper towel and kind of dry it off real good. And you can just see how well and nice that glass comes clean. Look at that. That's nice and clean. You can see right through there. Nice and clean. So now we're going to go put the door back on. And then I'm going to show you how I pull the ash out. There's different ways to do it, of course, but I'll show you what some of the tools that I use, and that may make it a little easier for you. You want to make sure that the coals are cool so that the when you're shoveling everything out, you just gently take it out and just gently put it into the bucket.